Okay guys, here we go for another daily pattern. This one is called Caught by Christine Reyes. Would be a good one to put into Valentine patterns. Everybody, if you're thinking about heart patterns, hopefully this is one that you'll put on your list. Looks like, once again, I think something is not ordered properly with the numbers on this particular one. Let me zoom in just a little bit, because it shows step number 1 as the 4 hearts going around, and then it shows step number 2 as just 2 hearts, and I think this is 1, 2, 3. I think that's out of order. So it's a grid pattern. You'll put your hearts, 2 of them going right side up and 2 of them going sideways, so that it ends up like that. That's what you're aiming for. And then you'll do this grid. So you'll do 2 lines going this way and 2 lines going that way with the heart in the middle. And then on the corners, right on the corners, you'll just round that corner off, and then you can fill that in, so that it ends up like that. And here's another tile using it like this. I really kind of like this. And since we're going to try to once again use this grid, I think I'm going to use that idea of the hearts going through this area and then put that grid behind, which is what I think I'm going to do. I think I may curve this a bit. As the string. I'm going to give that a bit of a curve. And I'm going to draw a heart in here, and when you draw your hearts, you need to really kind of practice so that your rights and your lefts are sort of the same shape. I am not always good at that, and I don't know how well I'm going to do with this whole putting them one side to the other. I actually may do this first. Mine are not. Clearly they're not evenly spaced. I can make them evenly spaced, but because this curve is throwing me off, I'm not exactly sure how to get them evenly spaced. But I'm doing my best. So I'm going to do like that, and then I'm going to turn it this way and then stick another heart up in here. Like this. Just kind of tuck it in to the one that's already there. Like that. Something in that vein. And then I'm going to do my grid in here. So I want to, you know, I like the idea of it being on a not square grid. I'm gonna just gently pencil in a non-square grid in here. I'm gonna make this border. I do want this border. Like that. But I think I want my grid to go this way. Like that. And then this way. Okay. And then inside each of these, no, I made it too big. I made that grid too big. Okay, I need to make it a little bit tighter. Oops. Ah, don't winkle up all your paper. Okay, let me do that again. I need to make it a little bit smaller. I made the grid too big. Okay, let's try that again. I want that's better. I had it too big. Okay, and then I want something like that for my grid. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw it. I'm glad I didn't draw it in pen to start with, because see, I didn't do the proportion that I wanted. I wanted it a little bit different. I can make my exterior like that, and then I can do these this way. Oop, I'm a little off from my pencil. That's okay, as long as I stay with the same sort of curve as I go up. That's all behind all those hearts. So I actually need to bring this down with my pen like that. And then this one needs to come down like that. Okay. That one is behind those hearts. This one goes behind like that. That one goes behind like that. And behind, you don't see any of those. You see a little bit of that one. And that one, and that one. Okay, made myself a grid. And now I'm going to erase all this pencil mess. Pencil mess. So that I don't get carried away. Okay. Oops. Okay, there we go. Now, inside each of these little grid squares, I want to do a heart going every other direction. So I'm going to start in this one here, and I'm going to put the heart going right side up. And then I'm going to skip one. Like that. and then it's down here. I'm going to do all of them going one way to start with. See, it's not there. Not in that one. It's in this one. It's in this one. You don't see all of it there. It's in this one. Okay. This would have a line. You're going to see part of that line right there. And you're going to see part of that line there. Okay. Now, the question is, where is, because I want it to line up right. So it's up, side, up, side, up, side, up. This one's going to be an up way. Once I have one up way, one out here, I can do the others. That's not a very good little heart. Sideways, upways, sideways, upways. You're not going to see most of those. Sideways, no, upways, sideways, upways, sideways, upways. You're going to see part of it in here. Okay. And then one this way, and one this way, and one this way. Okay. And then they go sideways. So I'm just going to turn my tile so that they're going sideways. And the hard part, I always do this hard for me, don't I? Hard parts are where they disappear and you can't see part of the There we go. What part would you see? You would see the end and maybe part of that. Okay, here you'll see it. Here you'll see it. And here. And in here, you'll see just a little bit of it like that, just peeking out. And this one you won't see it. And this one you'll see it. And that one you won't see it. Okay. Next step. Turn on my phone so I can see the next step. Next step is to do lines. Okay, so I'm going to do lines going through. I'm going to go through the middle of that heart to there, and then through the middle of that heart to there. And it's going to have a slight curve to it because my grid has a slight curve to it. Right? Okay, so this will come here, through the middle of there. You don't see the rest of those. It's going to go that way. And then this one goes there and there, and you don't see that. You see a little tiny bit of that, and you probably see that line there. And you probably see, I don't know what you'll see. This one you'll see goes there, and for sure you'll see that, and then this one you'll see that. Okay, then it needs to go the other way. So through here, you're going to connect that one through there, right through the middle of that heart, like that, and you'll come up there. This one will come like this. This one will go like that. This one will come right up through the middle of that heart like that. And out the side, through the middle and out the side. Okay, it's going to come that way and that way, that way, and that way. Okay, like so. So far, so good. Are you still with me? I hope you're still with me. Then in the corners, and I can zoom in a little bit, in the corners of the hearts. Okay, so now you have a couple of different squares that you can look at. You have a square that is bordered by hearts, or you have a square with a heart in the middle. You want is the square with the heart in the middle, you want to curve those corners. So see, here's the heart in the middle. I want to go around that heart by curving those corners like that. And I'm going to do that for all of them. So they'll end up I'll actually end up with that. Is what they'll end up with. Each of these corners, and I'm just going to fill those in. I like the look of it filled in, so I'm just going to do it as I go. So if you get confused as to which corner needs to have the rounded, just look at where your heart is and find that square. So like when I'm doing over here, I need to find that heart. I need to do this one, and it'll be down here where you don't see it. So this one will be that corner, and then not this one. You have to find the square that's got the heart in the middle. So it goes all the way over to there. And then it's that one, like that. Okay? So the heart's in the middle of there. So it's going to be this corner here. Okay. Don't see much of that. It's not that one. It's a little bit in this corner there. It's not that one. It's this, not that one. It's actually this one. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in some of this where these hearts are connected. Fill in some of that with black. I like that look better, and I can use that to kind of fix some of these heart shapes. They're kind of a funky shape. Okay, so I'm doing which one? I'm doing this one. This one is this one. And then I did that one, and you don't see that. This one is this corner. So you'll see just a little bit of that in that corner. You'll see it here. In that corner. Be careful, getting carried away here. Okay, you won't see it there, you won't see it there. All right, so I'm gonna move over here where I know I will see it and work my way around. So there's my heart in the middle of this square. So I'll run around this corner, and that corner that you don't really see, and that corner. So this corner gets rounded, and this corner is gonna get rounded, as well as this one. Okay, so you, not that one, you won't see that one. You do see this one, so a little bit of that one. Not that one, and you don't see that one. On this one, you don't see that one, you don't see that one. On this one, already rounded this corner. A little bit in that one, you really don't see it. So you're gonna round that one and that one. So this is gonna be filled in here. And this one is gonna be filled in here. Okay, you don't see the end of that corner, you don't see the end of that corner. This one, so here it is in the middle. It's this corner, this corner, this corner, and you don't see that corner. So it's that one. And this one. Okay, so it's this corner, so it's also this one. And it's this one. And it's not that one, so it's this one. Okay, do you see any of the other corners? No, they go off the edge of the page. So that's good. I'm gonna just fill in a little bit here. Make that a little bit bolder. Like that. I'm going to put a teeny bit of pink in here just because I feel like it. This is a Micron 05 in pink. And then we'll shade it. Do you guys still see the string? Here's that triangle, and that triangle. It's still sort of there. But see, that's the point of the string, is it's not a, it's not like a street that's paved and that you have to follow it. It's more like a suggested path. And you don't have to follow it exactly, but it gives you a compositional guide. And I do sort of have 3 triangular areas and a piece that's not. All right, so I've colored in my little hearts. I'm going to give this a bit of a shade. I'm going to put the name on it, which is Caught. String number 25. I'm going to give myself a little bit of shading. I'm going to shade all the way around these hearts because I want them to stick up from the background. I'm not sure that I'm going to shade the tangle itself in the back. You could go around the hearts, or you could shade the lines here. Maybe I'll shade the lines. Maybe I'll do a drop I don't know. If I do a drop shadow, it would look like a fishnet. That might be interesting. Maybe I'll do that. Let me do this first. Get these hearts in here and shaded. And then I'll know what I feel like doing. Actually, I think I'm going to do this on the outside out here too. And you'll notice that it's okay for your drawing to go outside its little border. I do that a lot because I find that more interesting. Border is also just a suggestion. Oops, I missed a heart. Border is also a suggestion. It's not set in stone. I think I want my hearts to be shaded on this side. They're gonna get I'm just barely putting any pencil on here, just the slightest bit, and I'm going to come back through with my blending stump. I can get out. I'm a little close. I can get it out a little bit so I don't. I'm going to blend that. See how that looks different once it's blended than like on this side? Can you tell the difference? See, once it's blended, it just like lifts right off the page. It's very interesting what shading will do and what the blending of the shading will do. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. See how this part looks like it's lifted up off the page, and this looks like it's still flat and stuck. Like this is stuck to the page and this is raising up. And that's only because of the shading. That's all it is. And it's not even really the shading, it's the blending of the shading that does the trick. Something with your eye. It needs that soft edge of the shading and the shadow for your eye to say, oh yeah, that's a three-dimensional object and not a two-dimensional object. When it's got shading but it's flat and not blended and not graduated, your eye still sees it as a two-dimensional object. As soon as you have a gradiated shading, your eye starts seeing it as a three-dimensional object. And it's just interesting to watch and observe as you look at items, how your eye will do that to you. Now I'm just going to blend that just ever so softly to make these hearts a three-dimensional heart instead of a 2D heart. And that makes them puffy just by putting that tiny little bit of shadow on them. Makes them puffy. So now I have puffy hearts there sitting up on top, like a beaded necklace or something. Now it's not perfect. I could do a much better job with shading, but I don't want to spend hours shading. I just want to get it to pop off the page a little bit. And then I'm thinking maybe to just shade this line. Not the line with the hearts, but the other one. Just ever so slightly. That'll change that look a little bit. There we go. Like that. Yeah, I like that. So there we go. There is Caught on string number 25. Let me get rid of that little tiny bit of shading on the outside where I don't want it. Nice thing about the pencil is that you can erase it if you've put it where you don't want it. And there we go. There is Caught. Beautiful little tangle. It's this part, not that. That's just extra. That part there. And that was easy to do. You guys can do this. Go out and show somebody your work. Show somebody a pattern that you have now memorized. You've been doing this long enough now. Everybody's, you know, kind of in the groove, unless you're like brand new. And if you're brand new, I suggest you go look at beginner patterns instead of these moderate. I mean, these aren't really difficult patterns. I do have a playlist of ones that I consider advanced patterns on the difficult side, and I would not recommend to somebody who's brand new. But yeah, if you're a beginner, go through the beginner patterns. But if you're not, if you're now what I call an intermediate or even advanced tangler, you know, take one of the tangles that you have memorized. That's something that is in your head, but that you really find fascinating as to how the pattern emerges. Cadent is my favorite one to do this with. And show it to somebody. Say, you know, look at this. I'm going to put some circles on the page. I'm going to put some S's on the page, and look what I can make. And I can tell you, even if the what you're writing on is not perfect, your friends will be amazed. They just will. Go out and amaze somebody today. Make somebody's life brighter. Teach them something new. Yeah, make the world a better place. Let's put art everywhere and make the world a better place. I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Bye.